Golem 9 with the rare appearance. Hey. Not much is up at the very moment, but we're about to be up to stuff. Let me make sure nothing's on quick resume. Nope, we're good. You just play the game. Which we will be doing. Right now. As far as I'm aware, we should just be at the next chapter. Got a desktop coming in, dropped why did I say 100k? That would just be a lie. Dropped 1k on it. It's not a bad price range for it. Yeah, we on chapter 3 now. Let's just delve right in, shall we? There is a lot of cutscene. I'll make conversation during it, but I don't got much to say. Not at the moment. The Grand. This song's a banger. i7 processor, I'm assuming that's the CPU. RTX 506 Ti. Fair graphics card with 16GB and 32GB RAM. The RAM's good. Graphics card should be fine. I believe that CPU's good too. I might be mistaking one of these things for one part when it's meant to be the motherboard. I think it's a good starting kit. I think mine was 1.9K.
いや、先生には遠路はるばるお越しいただいたんやから、今日はたっぷり楽しんでもらわんと。さあ、行きましょう。
5060. Ah, one of those. It's okay. It'll definitely work with the specs that you got.
そないなことありまへんて。もう先生何遍言うたら信じてくれはるんですか。
でも蒼天堀って言ったらあの近江連合のお膝元でしょ。町ごとヤクザの巣窟みたいなもんだろう。まあましてやこの手の店なんてもう、あそこの席、あれ絶対ヤクザだよ。やっぱり私帰るよ。
大丈夫ですって、ほんまに。物騒な店も確かにありますけど、この店に限っては絶対安心。折り紙付きです。
Safe as a vault.
あれは確かにヤーさんやけど、この店じゃおとなしゅうしてますよ。
妙にこの店の肩を持つね。
まあまあ、細かい話は抜きにして、さあまずは座って一杯やりましょう。ねえ。ほらさあ。
でもね。
Yeah, no, the grand concert. They are grand.
いや、こんばんは。
どうです？女の子も粒揃いですやろ。このお方はな、東京のでっかい会社のお偉いさんやで。ほら、君らも顔売っとき。
あ、やっぱり偉いさんなんや。なんか貫禄ある思た。
東京から来はったんですか？かっこええですね。こっちにはよう来はるんですか？
いや、今回はたまたま出張でね。ここもこの人に無理やりね。
そう、せやから君らがたっぷりサービスしてくれんと、私の面目
I
丸つ
should
ぶ
make
れ。
sure all chat is on.
頼むで。
There we go.
責任重大やわ。
じゃあまずはお飲み物からやね。何言っちゃいます？
どれ？ほう、シャンパンで10万か。やっぱり結構するもんだね。
そしたらまずシャンパンいっときましょうか。
おいおい、大丈夫か？10万だぞ。
This guy really wants that pay raise.
先生はもうお金のことなんて気に。
Oh, me when my batteries are dead. Fucking idiot that I am. Oops. Speaking of things that are about to be dead, I also need to put my DS on the charger. Wow, what a stop in the brakes there, huh? It's not supposed to happen. Let me get my DS on the charger. Let me go put these batteries on the charger. 1 second. Shut up, cat. You know, if there's one thing that I gotta work on, I really need to still work on my stream highlights for the birthday stuff that I did this year.
2000と存分に楽しんでください。シャンパンね。
ありがとうございます。でも一本でええんですか？
え？
せやね。東京の偉いさんもおるのに一本やと足りひんのとちゃいます？大阪の人間がケチや思われますよ。
ちょっと君ら。
なるほど。確かにその通りや。よっしゃ。
Yeah,
ここは
YouTube
潔く。
is not recommending my shit to anyone tonight. Like, 25, it's been 5 hours and there's 25 views on my latest upload. And YouTube is not pushing my stream out to anyone. I don't understand why they would be doing that. I'll start trying to push out my stream to more places, see if we
ほ
can
な4本やね。
お
get
前
that
らの分
going.
もかい。ねえわええわ。4本いっとれ。
さすが男前。
お願いします。
1 second.
すごい。
うまいな。もう一杯や。
賑やかでいい店じゃないか。でも前にこっち来た時は全然知らなかったよ。
ああ、この店が有名になったんはつい最近なんですよ。
そうなのか。
ええ、少し前に支配人が変わってそこから急に。
ふん、支配人くらいでそんなに変わるもんかね。
それが引き抜きから何からちょっと大声では言えんようなことまで随分派手にやったみたいで、箱のでかさだけが取り柄やったこの店をあっちゅう間に
Show
ト
this
ップ
on
に
your
のし上げてもう
Discord
たんです。
servers.
ほう、随分なやり手みたいだね。
そう、うちの支配人、夜の世界では知らん人がおらんちゅうくらいの有名人なんですよ。
そうなのかい。そりゃいっぺんお目にかかってみたいもんだね。
ちょっともうええ加減にして。
こっちは金払っとんねやぞ。ちょっと触るくらいいいやろが。え？お前もまんざらはないんやろ？な。
Shut up, computer.
ほら、ほら、ここや、ここ。
Also, that can't be appropriate to show on
トト
stream.
はお触り禁止です。どうかその辺で。
かわいやっちゃなもう。
Uh-oh.
お客はん大概にせんと。
大概にせんかったら何やってんねんこれ。こっちは金払っとんねん
Oh, it's getting serious.
肩やで脱がすね。
このボケ。
おいおい、全然大丈夫じゃないじゃないか。逃げよう。
ああ、この店で暴れるやなんて。まあ大丈夫、すぐ収まりますよ。
だからなんでそんなこと言い切れるんだ。
出てくるからですよ、彼が。
The only him that matters. At least in this part of the story.
彼ってあの男か。ありゃただのケツ持ちだろ
お客様、
Excuse me, you a punk.
本日はお越しいただきありがとうございます。
何やお前、ケツ持ちちゃうんか。
よく間違われます。ですが違います。
せやったらなんやねん悪い。
Ah, my stream bitrate is fine. Shut up, YouTube.
私、当店支配人の真島と申します。
お前が支配人やと。
え、あれが例の。
この店はヤクザが仕切っとんのかい。
お見苦しくて申し訳ございません。こう見えても堅気です。それよりもお客様、恐れ入りますが、当店でのお触りや暴力行為はどうかご遠慮願います。
気に食わんちゅうんやったら力ずくで来てみろや。その面か
Wow,
け
you
落と
sure
して。
showed that booth.
そういうわけには参りません。お客様は神様ですから。
ほう、そらええ心がけやないか。お前さんのその心構え気に入ったわ。こいつはおごりや。たーんともいい。
How's that not burn?
どうや、神様からのお恵みは。
ありがとうございます。私はこの酒を一度浴びるように飲んでみたかったのですが、おかげさまで夢が叶いました。
この野郎。度胸や。
Try it.
お客様、重ねてお願い申し上げます。そろそろお引き取り願えませんでしょうか。もしこれ以上営業妨害されますと。
したら何やっちゃねえ。
しゃあないのう。ああ、一丁景気のやれや。
Always the best part of the early game. This cutscene right here.
そこまでお客様がお望みなら、この真島僭越ながらお相手いたしましょう。ただし私からは一切手出しはいたしません。何しろお客様は
That
神
would be
様。
the time to pick up my controller, I reckon.
まだそんなこと抜かすか。なめおって。
さあ、
This is the boss. Me. I'm the boss. boss of hospitality.
後ろでございます。
お客様は神様やろうげ。
Are all Majimas Cyclops? Yeah? It's kinda how it works. Hospitality. So true.
なんなんやお前は。くそー。おっ。
Villain-ass laugh.
なめんなよ。
危険ですので、こちらはお預かりいたします。
Oh, my wrist. It's not like I came at you with an ice pick or anything.
ありがとうございます支配人。
待てこの野郎。
警察に突き出してやる。
Yeah, get out of here.
お静かに。こちらのお客様はご覧の通り店内での違反行為を繰り返し、皆様へご迷惑をおかけしました。本来ならばこのまま警察へ出頭していただくべきだと存じます。ですがどうかそれはご容赦願えませんでしょうか。
なんだそんな。
こちらのお客様、このまま警察へ突き出されればこれまで築かれた社会的地位を失うことになりましょう。一時の気の迷いに対する報いとしてはあまりに酷ではないでしょうか。そこでお客様に一つお願いがございます。
俺に。
Yes, even you.
夜の世界の流儀として酒の席での失態は酒で注いでいただきたいのです。今日この場のお題すべてお客様がご馳走してはくださらないでしょうか。蒼天製薬営業本部長様ともなれば年間接待費は億を下らないはず。
あ、それ俺の。いつの間に。
Probably when he tossed you, somehow.
お客様を犯罪者にしたくない。ですが他の皆様にも変わらずこの場を楽しんでいただきたい。すべてはこの私のわがままです。どうか私のわがままを聞き入れてはくださいませんでしょうか。
わかった。皆さんがそれでええ言うてくれるんならこの場のお題全部俺が持たせてもらう。それで許したってくれんやろか。
ありがとうございます。こちらのお客様はこうおっしゃってくださいました。皆様いかがでしょうか。
And just like that, Majima establishes himself and his characteristics way faster than Kiryu did in 2 chapters.
皆様の寛大なお心遣いありがたく頂戴いたします。
Kinda crazy how abysmal the pacing was for the last 2 streams.
こちらのお客様にも拍手を。では引き続きどうぞお楽しみください。
あれがここの支配人。
はい。
なるほどな。この店がナンバーワンになった理由が分かった気がするよ。
彼を見るとみんなそう言います。キャバレーグランドの支配人真島五郎。
What a
蒼
guy.
天堀の夜の帝王っちゅうやつですわ。
Golem got an Intel CPU, he's so cooked. Yeah, but it's not too new of a model, is it? It should technically be fine. Am I wrong? No, so now that I think about it, all of those particular specs at 1K is, I also may have to move these Yakuza 0 streams to like a Monday or, Mondays and Fridays, maybe? At night? It doesn't seem to be working at all at, well, the time frame that we've chosen. Old man is so significant, or something. Never noticed how choppy the camera was there. Hey, you know what? I did notice that Sega has a bunch of shit on sale right now on Steam.
先ほどはありがとうございました。いつもすみません。
フロアどうや落ち着いたか
Curious about something.
はい、あらかた元の通りに。ただで飲めると分かって注文がひっきりなしですよ。
そうかあいつら怪我はい
え、突き飛ばされた小野のやつもこれといって。
If this sale is still around by the time that my
父揉まれて何もなしじゃモチベーションガタ打ちや
payday comes up.
それは先んじて伝えておきました。
ならええわあの暴れてたドアホ一応見張っときや名刺は押さえちゃあるがとんずらこかんとも限らんからな
そちらの方もすでに手配しています。
Maybe worth getting these games on Steam and doing them in advance again. I might pre-order 3 for PC instead of getting it on Xbox. I don't know.
先月入ったかなえちゃんなんですけど、ちょっと他の子、特に桜子ちゃんとうまくいってないみたいで。
またその手の話かいな
Get the whole Kiryu saga at $84 because of state tax.
私からも話はしてみたんですが、な
And
かなか。
あったあった
well,
俺か
7
らも
is
話しとく
$10,
すみません。
which
お手
is
数ですが
awesome.
お願いします。失礼します。
What else have we got here? We'll get to you dialogue in a moment. I've been keeping an eye on you. Let's do Infinite Wealth. That is basically $30. It'd be a big drop in the bucket. I don't know if I'd be doing that whole way anytime soon, but do want to get these games on PC at some point. They are on a pretty nice sale. But it's mostly the CPU or other things. 5060 is a really cheap card. I know. Like what I want, which is the 3070 or the 4070. I have a 4070 Super. That's definitely kind of what broke the bank on my budget. Get some Linux going? Why? I mean, Windows is fucking ass, but I don't want to complete the meme. I still believe it to be partially true, that fucking PC players spend half the time configuring things than they... more time configuring things than they do playing the damn games. It's gonna be like that if I go with Linux. I already have the operating system that I have too, so I'd have to clean slate on a lot, wouldn't I? I know I can easily get a version of Linux that feels like Windows, though. There is that. But not everything supports Linux still, even in this day and age. What's your deal, guy? Troubled waiter. Excuse you. Need your attention. You can just dual boot. I have to look up what that is because I don't know. I don't know any of these things. Right, you're causing trouble. I gotta lay down the law. Well, I wouldn't have done it like that. Why did he do it like that? So you can make a real go of it at the Grand? I have multiple operating systems on a PC, planning using mainly Linux when support for Windows 10 ends on the 14th. When I get a better PC with Windows 11, I'll use Windows 11 only to play games, specifically games with kernel anti-cheat. And then it's so awesome how games are invasive like that with their anti-cheat systems. Although I guess that's the only way to really prevent the cheats, huh? Because a lot of the other anti-cheats are kind of fucking useless, but also that shit can just wreck your computer if you're not careful. Hall's much bigger than the last club, pretty daunting, totally used to it. More people are coming to see her, that's great! One-month marks actually when I see that most girls up and leave. I was a little worried you might be getting the itch. Have no fear of that. I wouldn't dream of quitting now. That hag, Sakurako, has been trying to play the seniority card on me, but I don't even notice her. Colonel is useless if the cheater is not an absolute troglodyte. Well, there you have it. So it just puts the PC at risk more, it feels like. Am I wrong? Fucking nose. I just love that about her. Try to get along. I hate nosy types like that. Just like how my nose is stuffed again. Please, paper towels, please. Soon I have my own clique and I won't have to deal with him. And as a door. BattleEye has B-SOD my PC many times. It's the anti-cheat both GTA 5 and Tarkov are using. Thing is horrible. Yikes. Oh my god, they're gonna use something like that for GTA 6 as well. That's horrible. Really? Not the best you can do? I'm disappointed. I doubt you'll be around here long enough to make those enemies. What's that supposed to mean? Time to talk you down. Gran needs girls who are popular. So true. Anyway, you gotta step up, and I need to keep the club running, blah 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 blah. Yes, you were. Get out of here. We do need to look at the waiter. Waiter's like over here doing nothing. Man. Family trouble. Sure you do, it's the bubble economy. Yep, have money. I should also check that I have my abilities on Majima. That would probably be pretty important. Wonder if he's from the sticks. So... more cutscenes. Awesome. One of the customers is placing insane orders now that he knows he isn't paying for it. He went down the line of our top vintage wines to started in our best whiskeys and brandies. He's already racked up about 4 million worth. Started the priciest and work your way down the list. The real class act comes out in times like these. I figure we should stop him. Let's go do that. Like I said, more cutscenes.
おい、まだ頼んだの来ねえのかよ。
あれです。どうしました？
なんでもあらへん。
Hello,
お楽し
guy.
みのところ失礼いたします。
なんだ、やっと持ってきた。おう、あんたは艦隊の支配人さんじゃねえか。酒は人の金で飲むに限るよな、まったく。
お客様、ちょっとお話があるのですが、ご足労願えませんでしょうか。
Almost just looks like
人
soda.
が気持ちよく飲んでんのに。
お時間は取らせません。どうか。
I'd gladly work under Majima. Average American employer would just tell me to fuck it out or get the fuck out. To be fair, you would work under this Majima, but you wouldn't want to work under Majima otherwise. I'll be real.
さて、ちょっくら行ってくるよ。
Life or death situation shit.
支配人。
この方は俺が相手する。お前は仕事に戻れ。
はい、わかりました。
さあ、参りましょう。
あいよ。繁盛してるじゃねえか。ついこの
How
前
much
まで観光
smoking
鳥が
back
相
in?
手だってのにな。
How much smoking happens
Kawareba,
happens back here?
何しに来たんや、佐賀。
そう邪険にすんなよ、マジマちゃん。ちょいとお前さんの働きぶりを確認しにな。
You might have both with modern Majima.
まあ、ただで飲めるとは思ってなかったけどな。
来るならちっとは行儀をしてくれんか。客が減るっちゅうね。
おお、そいつはすまなかったな。ついはしゃいじまったよ。 聞いたよ。さっきもご活躍だったらしいじゃない。さすがは真島五郎。蒼天堀の夜の帝王だ。
Yep, that's me.
客との喧嘩を見せ物に仕立ててついでに飲み代まで取り上げちまうなんてよ、なかなか気が利いてるな。やっぱりお前仇が向いてるって自分でそうは思わねえの？
アホ抜かせ。誰がこんなこと好きでやるかっちゅうね。
そりゃお前今の立場のありがたみってのが分かってねえよ。金も地位も名誉もある。ところや女だって随分寄ってくるだろ。
So far, it's going fine. A bit of a slow start with having an audience, but that's okay. We're about, what, 40 minutes into the stream because cutscenes? But that's only because we started chapter 3. And some of that was from pre-stream screen stuff. As it goes.
いちいち意地悪にできてるらしい。
今日は随分おしゃべりやないか。
しけた面のお前を見てたらなんとなくな。でもまあこの現状をお前が気に入らないのは当然だ。これはお前への罰なんだからな。楽しまれちゃ俺の
This guy's got jaundice like crazy.
そろそろ本題に入ってくれまへんか。俺はいつになったら極道に戻れるんや。オーナー。
何度目だろうなそのセリフ。どうしてそんなに極道に戻りたいのかね。俺には分からないよ。
OG Yakuza 0 should be on the Switch 1. I reckon.
あんたに分かってもらう必要はない。
They should also bring OG Yakuza 1 and 2
この調子なら来月に
to the Switch.
達成する。
That also would be nice.
おお、そりゃすごい。
とぼけんな。達成したら島野の親父に俺が極道に戻れるよう口利きする。約束忘れてへんやろな。
さあ、そんな約束したっけかな。
この件で冗談は通じひんぞ。
ダメだ。あと5億稼げ。そうしたら口聞いてやるよ。
I don't think anyone's a fan of the Switch 2 right now with how things are going with it and Nintendo. I wanted to stream Director's Cut to get raw reaction at some of the extra cutscenes, but my capture card doesn't really work with it, despite my capture card working with the Switch 1.
お前はあの暗い場所に逆戻りだ。それは嫌だろうからな。
And I'm not really playing online with it.
これがお前の戻りたがってる世界のやり方だよ。ヤクザがお前みたいな金づる簡単に手放すわけがないだろう。どうだ？やっぱり仇の方がいいんじゃないか？
Yeah, but the Xbox Series consoles are also like the same thing as the Xbox One. PS5 is basically the same shit as the PS4.
5億やろうが何やろうがなんぼでも稼いだろ。
It's just an era where these consoles are mostly the same. Switch 2 does a few things different, but the pricing and the patents, there's no reason to really explore it right now.
ああ、そうや。
それが殺しでも。
Excuse me.
どうした？極道に戻れるとしたら、お前は人殺せるの？冗談だよ。いや、意地悪言ってすまなかったな。極道ならいずれそういう山を踏むこともある。お前にそれが分かってるのかちょっと聞いてみたかっただけだから、引き続きよろしく頼むよ、支配人。あ、そうだ、一つ忘れてた。ここのホステスにノリコっているだろ
それがどないした？
そいつ明日から別の店でやらせることにしたから。即戦力が欲しくてさ。のりこここのナンバーワンなんだろ。おあつらい向きかと思ってよ。本人にはもう伝えてあるからこっちの方がよろしくな。売り上げ落ちないように頑張るよ。なんせあと5億稼がなきゃなんねえんだからな。
You son of a bitch. I love those low poly paper balls. They're just so funny.
失礼します。支配人、今のりこちゃんから明日からよそに移るって電話が。
ああ、俺もさっき知ったわ。
ご存知でしたか。なんだってこんな急に。のりこちゃんがいなくなったら売り上げに相当響きますよ。
分かっとる。せやけどオーナー様のご決定や。どうしようもあらへん。
そうだったんですか。でもこれからどうすれば。
たく落ち込んどる暇もあらへんな。最近よそでイケとるホステス言うたら誰や？
よそですか。よその子でしたらそうですね。オデッセイののぞみちゃんがダントツでしょうね。オデッセイ自体がうちのライバルみたいなものですし。
そうか。じゃあ一丁行ってくるかの。
支配人、どちらへ？
決まっとるやろ。のぞみをうちに引き抜く。
ライバル店のナンバーワンを引き抜くってさすがにまずくないですか？
It's trouble we're gonna tackle.
夜の世界は弱肉強食。ここでこけたらうちはあっちゅう間に崩れるで。やらなしゃあないんや。店の方は任せたで。
わかりました。どうかお気をつけて。
From low poly paper balls in Yakuza 0 to insanely high definition bread with realistic physics in Like a Dragon 7. To be fair, there are plenty of other things in Yakuza 0 that are actual cutscenes, and the bread is an actual cutscene. This is low poly. Give me a second. Okay, yeah, this guy's low poly when I zoom out, which is funny. But, a scene that we will see later... Oh, Wojak of the Day. A scene we'll see later, like way later in this playthrough. Very high definition. And then we saw the shower scene with Kiryu. Then the water was just, like, perfect. This one's kind of normal. This one's nice. It's pretty standard compared to everything else that we've seen so far. C+. See me after class. We love Wojak of the Day. Oh yeah, abilities. I can see them. This Wojak's too normal. To be fair, at least it's stream friendly. What do you mean by that? You know how, like, teachers will grade things poorly if the work sucks? And then they want to lecture you after class because they want to, like, tell you that you suck and point out how it can be better? That's what I mean. Anyway, we'll handle it like we did with Kiryu. I will just use the styles that they say I can use until we get them all. In chronological order. Probably will be skipping out on using the legendary style. What are you doubting me for, chide? Oh yeah, here's one of the stranger errors in the game. We've got this guy, who's supposed to be, well, the same guy we see in Yakuza Kiwami and onward, but his name is spelled differently in this game. And you'll see what I mean in a moment. Once he does name reveal, I'll talk about it. Anyway, he's being weird. Sumitaro Komeki. Yeah, this is the part. Komeki. It's Kamaki. And every other entry, it's Kamaki. For some reason over here, it's Kameki. Unless there's something I'm missing, this should not be the case. And it even is a typo that stays in the director's cut version. It's so weird. Age of excess, gluttons and fools gorging on carnal pleasures. Nobody hungers anymore. Okay, Conquest. Guzzling booze with painted ladies hanging all over you. Wanton excess. Just a mistake that nobody ever noticed? It's a constant mistake in the entire game, though, Ethan. They just refer to him as Kameki throughout the entire game. Without fail. By the time we see him in the next game, it's Kamaki. It's confusing. Welcome back. Looking like Pai Mei from Kill Bill. Maybe this is like Kamaki's brother. Or something. And they just never explain that properly. But wouldn't Kameki be the last name? It's the Kamaki Arts after all. Yeah, it'd be the last name. Who the fuck is this fraud? What did you deal with the real Chuddy? Ethan, you might have got it pre-built, that's the thing. You can change the part at any time. Tamajima lost his eyeball, Kameki snatched it out of his head. We'll see the actual reason later in. It won't be that far off, even. Anyway, this guy is like a crazy homeless person. I'm gonna kick his ass. This is the first Majima chapter, boy. I'm gonna kill you. $5060 Ti, 16GB VRAM. What did you mean by that? As far as I understand, with the 50 series of the graphics cards, they are cheap, underpowered, and they rely on generative AI to pick up the slack. Now, it's not like a 40 series is very easily affordable. I would recommend, like, a 40, though, if at all ever possible, but the 50 will be serviceable for now. Do not sweat it until you have money to throw around. Like, just... There's a lot you can do when you get a PC, but the problem these days, especially with the current economy, is saving up for one to begin with. It's not... it's not beginner friendly. You can get some decent pre-builts at okay prices, but I mean, if you've got a good enough job, it's typically better to just save for the parts and look up how to build it. But except for the Intel CPU, like Ethan was saying, it should be a serviceable build, honest to God. Just, you may want to be careful about settings. You're not going to be able to push games to their graphical limits. 50 series is good enough for 1080p performance, and that's typically all you need. Want to go higher, you'll need AI assistance of the 50 series, which is not that good, or get more raw power. Yeah, that's a more informed opinion. Anyway, I gotta kick this guy's ass. $850's overkill, you are good on that aspect. Yeah, that's actually a... Is that more than my power supply? Do I have the box for my power supply? Hold up. Gotta be here somewhere. I'm gonna leave it alone. Where were we? If we were talking about PCs, I was also playing the game. Nothing about 4K. Fair. Just drop in to say hello. I hope you have a good night. 2TB SSD. I have a 1TB and a 2TB SSD. I believe the 2TB is for everything else, and I think I have the... It might be the other way around, but I have one dedicated for gaming. It's a 2TB. The 2TB's dedicated for gaming. 1TB's for everything else that I do. Oh, shit. That hit. Non-lethal. Oh, I can't pick him up. I don't think so. 1440p reliably will depend on the game. More demanding games will make you turn on the AI features. One of the more prominent issues is input lag. Since fake frames, fast-paced games will be a struggle. Yeah. And, I mean, amongst other reasons for generative AI just being immoral and also just dog shit overall, it's just better to eventually get a real graphics card. Anyway, I was thinking about getting one of the Xbox ROG Ally X's, but then I realized I could get a decent PC for the same price. That's what made me decide. Yeah, that's definitely the better purchase. Hell, a Steam Deck for cheaper would also just work for single-player mobile gaming on the go. Xbox handheld is a scam when the Steam Deck exists. Yeah, I was literally just talking about that. Can I drop the link of the PC in the chat? If YouTube will let you. I don't have any filters in place myself to stop links, but I don't know if YouTube will just, like, auto-can it or not. Anyway, this guy's a bona fide martial artist or something.
Soldier.
Drop it in the server if you can't. That's true, you should be in my server. Drop it in there. If you're orange, the link should not even be auto-deleted. And I'm pretty sure you're orange. One could probably buy an older ROG Ally secondhand when the Xbox Ally drops. That too, at that point. Isn't the ROG Ally, like, actually kind of a little more better spec-wise, or am I mistaken? I guess since we're still talking about PC parts, I could not tell you every little thing in this computer off the top of my head still. What I can tell you is I went overkill on the RAM because I've tried to future-proof this thing. And by that, I mean to just make it so that I don't have to replace parts for a long time in my computer. I do have a 4070 Super. I have 64 gigabytes of RAM. I have, I think, a Ryzen 7. I'm pretty sure it's a Ryzen 7 CPU. I think it's like B650 something sort of thing for the motherboard. And there's liquid cooling and a... What is it, a 350 power watt? I think it's more than that. Considering the things that I have plugged in here. I have a... I do have a pretty solid power supply, and it's pretty quiet as well. It's one of those be quiet pure power thingies. I can see it on the PC right over there. I have the Ally X. It outspecs the Steam Deck by a significant margin. There you go. Taking a look at my PC from trying to take a look at my PC from the side here. Cabbage PC should be good for at least 5, maybe 10 years. Yeah, that's my thought process, and then... I don't know what I would have to replace by that point if everything doesn't break until then. But, my PC should be fine for a while. Only obvious issue with your PC is the internal CPU being modern Intel. Yeah, those, like, fry. Big time. I gotta kick this guy's ass. Majima feels so much cleaner to play than Kiryu, though. At least with Thug style. I'll see when I get it tomorrow from the UPS drop-off, because they wouldn't leave it at my house, and the dude was scared of the dog. Well, the never-ending struggle of delivery dudes and dog. It's understandable. It's Matsu. He'd have inside intel on the other clubs. Judson Black. New week is a new wallet. I gotta start using that saying. Sit on that humility shit and rotate. Excuse me. Should be fine. My coworker had an i9 14th gen something and had integrated graphics, and I'm pretty sure it was causing it to crash when loading 3D images. Yikes. Alright, I gotta ask you a question. You gotta tell me about the rival club. His PC was like 1 for 2K. Oh my scam. What were the specs on that one? Was it a laptop? Next computer is going to be all AMD based. I think mine is. I don't remember. Pink slipping the floor manager before profits even start to dip. That is bold. Get the picture. Thanks for the tip, friend. You know, I never really did this going around town thing before, so we'll pad out the time by doing that. 4070 is NVIDIA. True. Not like I've had problems with it, though. It seems to work. All my parts seem to work as they should. Desktop, it was one of those larger cases, had water cooling, and I think a 4090 or something. 4090 would be why the price hike is up there. I was thinking about a 4090 actually, but I settled for a 4070 Super because it was available and because, well, it just made more sense to do something more recent rather than something more new. Hello, Advanced. I think 2K laptop is this game. I've dropped close to 6K for my Razer Blade. What the fuck? What do you mean? That can't be real. Gaming laptops are a fucking scam. Hi, Unk. You know, I guess I am Unk. I am 25. If I'm the Unk, what does that make you? Because I don't feel comfortable calling you nephew. No, you talk about, like, telephone cards. It's really sus. I don't need to talk to that guy. We need information around town. Call him baby. That's somehow worse. It's not really a somehow, though. It's worse for a very particular and understandable reason. Uncle Baby. What am I, Uncle Grandpa? Attack Sniper's online with a daily Wojak. He's not the Wojak of the day guy. Today's Wojak was actually pretty standard. As far as things go. Like, this was particularly mid. As you can see. I guess we'll check the fucking pathways. There is nothing really going on these, though. I doubt we'll find information along these. Why do you sound like that while sprinting? What's your problem? We already came from this way. No, there's nothing there. This is a nothing burger. Yeah, I'll take another street fight. What exactly did I hit him with? Play Roblox. Not in its current state, I won't. Between the lawsuits and the fucking drama with Forsaken, which is pretty unfortunate because I was actually enjoying that game. The only other similar ASIM game that I could play is not even a serious one, which is Die of Death. I could play Die of Death. But, the Forsaken fall-off is insane. Yeah, the moment I saw that they had an NDA with that Predator, and they didn't even say, hey, we can't talk about this, can't confirm or deny, they just lied about that person not getting paid or being on the team. Like, be for fucking real. I'm done supporting that, unfortunately. I'll take money. We like money. Any information this way? There has to be something I'm missing. Yeah, I'll take a street fight. That launches people? Yeah, all the ASIM games that I have played and love, all two of them, insane fall-offs. Pillar Chase 2, with basically no active community. And then Forsaken, giving 25% of the profit still to a Predator. Like a confirmed Predator that used to own the game. Just so that said Predator doesn't own the rights to the game and owns, well, a bigger profit by selling it off to a slop company that does Roblox games. I kind of get what they want with not wanting to give away such a game and project to a slop company, but at that point, why didn't the devs just move on to make their own ASIM? It wouldn't be the same, but you're still complacent right now with giving stuff to a real mess of a person. Have I ever played God Hand? I believe no. Doesn't sound familiar. Big upgrade from my old laptop that had a Ryzen 5 4600 RTX 1650 Ti 4GB. I think the desktop with i7. I wouldn't be able to compare them directly for you. Let's go help this lady. But it's a desktop and it's not a laptop. It's already an upgrade. God Hand is a fighting game for PS2. I do have the PS2 emulator. I could always look for the ROM. Why did he fall like that? If my DS wasn't charging at my bed right now, I'd go through the list of what ROMs I did download. I got Chinatown. Buckle up, I'm taking you to see the finest ladies this town's got to offer. You mean it? Always wanted to try Odyssey. I hear the chicks there are ridiculously hot. R6 Siege was mentioned. I should ban the guy. You are allowed to time him out for 10 seconds. Laptop handled Siege well. I could barely run Helldivers 2, but the laptop made Helldivers 2 look like a potato. Yeah. I've been there once. Can't say it was my thing. Really? That's super popular. All the magazines give it rare reviews. Girls are cute, services top notch, certainly lives up. Where'd they go wrong? It's the clientele. All the other guys there were these big shot businessmen and A-listers. Old men who could light their cigs with a wad of bills if they wanted. Girls pick up the scent of cash like sharks. A couple of nobodies like us go in there and we'll be drowning in our sorrows as we get passed right up. It's really how it is. Too rich for my blood. How about the Grand? The Grand's great. Fantastic, actually. That's where I was going to suggest anyway. We're heading out. Odyssey's a class act, making everyone but the rich and wrinkled steer clear. I'll be screwed sooner or later. Next Helldivers when? When they fix their damn game so that I don't, like, freeze every 30 seconds. I went to play a bots mission and it was, like, insane, like, freezing every 30 seconds for 5 seconds. If not more. It was actually bewildering, because, like, I have no other trouble playing any other game in my library on my PC right now. It was just that. So I'd like to play more Helldivers and grind Helldivers again, but right now it's not happening. Save it when they drop the next update and fix the game. Download Straftat. I already did. Squids are playable, bots are rough right now. Yeah, I was playing bot missions because I didn't want to play bugs, and I didn't think to play squids either. And it just was not playable. It was actually insane. Gotta learn PC controls for games I'm goated at typing since I work on computers, but I'll have to get used to gaming on one since I'm so used to working. Same. I'm probably still pretty fucked and rusty on certain games that I had played on my console beforehand, or with a controller beforehand. Play as much keyboard and mouse as possible. Play it for single player even if you can feel comfortable with it. You just gotta be able to get comfortable with the controls. And the only way to do that is to practice just playing the controls game in general. Squids suck to go against. Debatable. Just spraying a good let out, chud. Bots do have some of the better gameplay, but squids are not that bad. I actually don't mind them. Time to head inside. Meanwhile, my nose is stuffy again.
いらっしゃいませ。お一人様ですか？
あ
あ。すみません。ただいま満席でして、少々待っていただいても構いませんでしょうか。
構へん、待つ。
I gotta take out the trash.
ほんますみません。そしたらこちらでお待ちください。よろしければ。
I just think a faction shouldn't have that much variation of tanky spammable units. Some other units should be toned down health and armor.
のんびり待ちますわ。
Like, I think for what Overseers actually are, their health is ridiculous. Those little Half-Life Strider knockoffs make sense, and the flesh mobs should be spammy. Those should definitely be rare. Squids definitely throw a lot at you the way bugs throw a lot at you, but the particular enemy types, I do enjoy the enemies. So, is what it is.
大変お待たせいたしました。1名様ご案内いたします。 こちらへどうぞ。
Oh? Food is here. I'll be right back, chat. You can have this screen while I go get it. And water, for that matter. I gotta go get my water. Sorry to bore everyone with not having an AFK screen or movie for you guys to watch. There is McDonald's, and this time I didn't even place the order. It was just granted. Table's wide open. Thought the place was booked. Could be they keep a queue. Hostess are oddly old-fashioned. Let's relive the college years. It's a club policy, not personal taste. 50-something guys, designer suits, watches, look Italian. What is it with Yakuza and bringing like Italian things? There's always like... There's a fair amount of stuff in this series that is Italian, strangely enough. Italian like accessories and an Italian themed cafe that still serves Japanese food. I don't know. They got something with Italy over there. They got a bottle on keep. They're regulars. And they're in pretty deep. This table's hopping. I got a burger right here. Gotta be entertainment biz. Director, the talent. Well, some piss boy job. It's off balance.
失礼します。高子です。
We forgot to look at the funny guy. I thought I would have time to look at the funny guy.
おお、こらえらいべっぴんさんが来たな。
おおきに。飲み物何飲まはります？
ほな、とりあえずシャンパン頼むわ。
はーい。こっちお願い。
Italians like high fashion. They make the best high fashion. Background noise is back so I can finish my homework. So true. Let's start asking those questions.
高子ちゃんは何が趣味な？
うちは最近スキーにハマってんねん。週末はいつもスキー場行って滑ってますわ。でね、新しいウェアがめっちゃ可愛いねん。誰か買うてくれへんかな？
どうせ逆に貢いでもらうつもりなんやろ。
そない優しいお客さんおらんもん。なあなあ、今ならうちにプレゼントするチャンスやで。
ああ、せや。サンタさんにでもお願いしや。ちゃんと靴下も用意しとかなあかんで。
もうお客さんいけずやわ。ええもん自分で買うから。
Like a tool? Say that again.
今日はまたえらい混んどんな。毎日こない繁盛しとるんか？
まあ年末っちゅうこともありますけど、最近はみんな強制で同伴させられてるから、その分お客さんが多いんとちゃいます？
ほう、そうやったんか。けどそない必死になって同伴させるほど景気悪そうには見えへんけどな。
単に意地張ってるだけですわ。
意地？
最近客の入りでグラウンドに負けっぱなしやさかい。今月は絶対に勝たな全員罰金とかむちゃくちゃ言わはりますねん。
Sam!
なんやそら。自分とこが儲かっとればそれでええやないか。なんでグラウンドが関係あんねん。
うちもそう思うんやけどな。支配人はそう思ってへんみたいで。正直なんぼ同伴したって常連さんも毎日何十万も使ってくれるわけとちゃうし、
I know.
新規のお客さんを増やさへんと頭打ちなんよね。
I forgot to look at him. I'm a fraud.
なるほどな。
They're running out of steam.
それにしてもこの店は可愛い子がぎょうさん揃っとるの。全部で何人くらいおるんや？
さあ100人くらいおるんとちゃうかな。今日は40人くらいやと思いますけど。
ほんなら知らん子も多いんやろな。
せやな、週に一度しか来んことかも多いし、同じ席について初めて話したっちゅうケースもしょっちゅうです。
ほう、そない新顔がよう入ってくるんか。さすがに人気店はちゃうの。
ちゃいます。 そんだけ辞める子が多いんです。
やめる？なんでや？
うちは上下関係めっちゃ厳しいですし、
I like how it seems like he's not
ちょっとでも
even
人気
looking
出
at
そうな
her.
子が入るとすぐ上が潰しにかかるんですわ。
競争が激しいっちゅうことか。せやけどそない中でも人気ある子っちゅうんはほんまにすごい子なんやろな。
そうですね。ナンバーワンののぞみさんなんか毎日開店と同時に目当てのお客さんがひっきりなしに来てますわ。
Ah.
そののぞみっちゅう子はどんな子なんや？
のぞみさんですか？ほんまはお客さんに他の子のこと話したらあんまり良くないんやけど、まあ一言で言うと真面目な人ですわ。
真面目？
そのお客さんの中には銀行のお偉いさんとか政治家の先生とかも多いんですわ。せやからうちらそないな人と話し合わせるために新聞やニュースをいつもチェックしとけって店からうるさく
Be
言
real,
われ
this
てるん
burger
です。
could have been warmer and the cheese more
のぞみ
melted.
さんは特に真面目でやる気のある人やから、そういうお客さんから受けが良くて指名をたくさん稼いでいったんです。
名実ともにトップレディっちゅうわけやな。ほんなら人気が出んのも当然やな。
せやけどこの前若いお客さんが来た時は逆に全然話題についていかれへんくてめっちゃ面白かったですわ。今の内緒にしてな。
Oh, gossip.
うちがそないなこと言ってたのが他の子にバレたら大変なことになってしまうから。
安心しいや。誰にも言わへんって。可愛いとこがあるやないか、そののぞみちゃんも。
There's a good reason why she's a reputation.
店ん中くらいサングラス外したらどうでっか。グランドの支配人は。
And then here's the guy who sounds like he voices Zoro from One Piece.
ようこそオデッセイへ。楽しまれてますか？
I don't know if it's actually the same guy.
オデッセイの試合に自らおいでになるとは恐縮やの。
すまんの。ちょっと外してもらえるか？お目当てはのぞみやな。
さすがはうちとためはる店の支配人や。話が早くて助かるわ。
あんたの方は随分と回りくどいやないか。こそこそ忍び込んで敵情視察。それがあんたのやり方か？そないなことせんでものぞみに会いたきゃ呼びますせ。説得でも交渉でもしたらええ。
そないなことしてもトップのあんたがうんと言わなことは動かん。俺が説得しに来たんは
Got a point.
のぞみやのうてあんたや。山形。
私を？
あんた今のオデッセイに危機感を覚えててどうにか変えようと焦っとるらしいじゃないか。
ほう、一体誰がそないなことを？
俺が見たところこの店確かに繁盛しとるが客層がおっさんに偏っとる。今はそれでもええが
That was
今
an
後もっ
alright
と売り上げを
dinner.
伸ばそう思うなら客層を広げんことには頭打ちや。
うちは在籍100名を超える大箱ですせ。客の好みにも幅広く応えられてんとちゃうか？
いや、この店のホステスはどれもおっさんが好きそうなタイプの女ばかり。若い男に受ける子が絶対的に不足してる。さらに言えば今いる客層も決して良くはない。金持ちのおっさんばかりのせいで高級なイメージがつきすぎてるんや。
And
た
my
ま
nose
に
is
若い
stuffy
客が
again.
来ても店の雰囲気に馴染めずなかなか常連にはなってくれへんのとちゃうか。
Ooh, you quiet.
まだある。実は今オデッセイは深刻な女不足や。 一人でも多くの新人が欲しいちゃうか。
根拠はあるんやろうな。
俺が店に入った時満席っちゅうことで入り口でチートばかり待たされた。せやけど中に入ったら空席が目についた。これは客全部を相手にできるほどのホステスが出勤してないっちゅうことやろ。その証拠に男3人に女2人っちゅうテーブルがあった。普通はマンツーマンが基本。場合によってはクレームが来てもおかしない。
よう見てはるな。
ま、賢いあんたのことや。そんだけ言えば俺の腹は伝わったやろ。
なるほど。こちらの事情は全てお見通しってわけやね。
That I do.
オデッセイのナンバーワンは望みや。けどその望みがおらんようになっても今の客層を支えるホステスは十分揃った。ここにはホームランバッターは腐るほどおる。そろそろバントのできる選手が必要な時期なんとちゃうか。
それでうちの4番に対してあんたは何差し出すつもりや。
まずは手付けとして1000万。明日にでもうちの門に届けさせてもらうわ。
おお、
それだけやない。今うちで教育しとる新人、若い客層を狙って育てとった連中や。いわば将来の一番バッターっちゅうとこが。
一番
そいつだから
mentioned.
好きなの何人でも持っていけや。
真島藩、あんたが目つけた秘族をこっちによこすと。
ああ、そうこうし揃った将来間違いなしの連中やで。
ええんですか。敵に死を送るようなもんです。
こっちは当面の売り上げが欲しい。その代わりあんたんとこには将来の売り上げを保証する。別にそっちだけが得をする話でもないで。
なるほどな。あんたは顔に似合わず敵作らんとうまいことやる方法を知っとるらしい。これが真島五郎のやり方っちゅうわけか。
But honestly, he gets in some of the nastier business in this game despite that.
ってことでええな。
ええでしょう。
Interesting.
ただあんたんとことうちはライバルや。今日みたいなのはこれ限りにしてもらいましょうか。これからはうちも全力で勝ちに行かせてもらいます。覚悟はええな。
好きにせえや。さてと、ええ酒飲ませてもろうた。お勘定頼むわ。
勉強させてもらいましたからね。今日は私のおごりっちゅうことで。
そらごちそうさん。ほな。
Goodbye, Chuddy.
本当ですか？
ああ、なんとか引き抜き成功や。
いつもどうやってそんな。
ま、いろいろあんねん。のぞみのシフトとか詳しいこと
Anjima
は
knows how to
明
do
日話
clean
すわ。
business and dirty
わかりまし
business.
た。お疲れ
And
様です。
also knows how to navigate the Japanese sewer system for some reason. You pick up a thing or two. In a time period like this, you pick up a thing or two and it becomes applicable in 2005. But that's not applicable to the current conversation right now, so... We big chillin'. What's the objective now? Grab food and crash. You get out of the way. Welcome back again.
さあ、魚は。お前、今メンチ切ったやろ。
行くで。
I don't think so, buddy. And he gets up. Ah, shut up. What does Majima have to say about not going this way? They're in the middle of it, and I'm staying clear. Huh. Alright then. Dude. Wait. Excuse me? Pizza director's cut? Director's cut pizza? I was gonna say funny like pizza and spaghetti restaurant, but what do you mean DX? Why is there a director's cut of this pizza? What the hell? Wait, what is this place? What do they sell here? It looks like food. What? What do they sell here? What is this mascot? Okay, boombox advertisement. That makes sense. That's a restaurant. That makes sense. Mega sound. Get the hell out of my way. Anything funny over here? Just cold wind. Sometimes you have to just look around because, you will see some gems. And they're funny. We know about the crab. That's a Sotenbori sign. Oh, you're an angry drunk. What do you want? You can tell he's an evil drunk because his face is red. What else have we got? There's always a ton here. Movies. Club Venus, but that's like relevant to something. We got Sega High-Tech Land, of course. We also have a story beat. Look up now, it's too late. There's also like a 15-second delay stream. What kind of ass clown goes on a raid with a big honking sword like this, you moron? Don't you got any daggers or guns? This is why I was hesitant to sell to you. Making this about me? You're a black market front. A 2-bit one. Whole point of business is giving your clients what they want. I deal only with clients I respect. If you would prove that you are worthy of my weapons, undergo my test. Oh? Hell you want about? You and I will spar. Defeat me and you pass. Getting real tired of your high and mighty talk. Fine, you wanna fight, I'll take you. See how you like your precious can opener when I'm using it on you. Yeah, that's the point. This is a test. Why would you want a concealable weapon in Japan? You'll get into super jail. Just go wild. Yup. I need to get the air freshener, because my guarantee that my dumbass cat did not cover up when he went to the litter box. Lo and behold, I'm correct. Breaking news. Dumbass cat is a dumbass cat. You fail.
Oh?
What do you expect, giving me a shit sword like this? That staff you got's a better weapon. This is a piece of lumber. The sword you hold, on the other hand, is a masterwork I painstakingly crafted. What? But apparently, you were unfit to wield it. I would ask that you do not return to my shop again.
Huh?
Is it an orange cat? No, it's the black cat, actually. He doesn't cover up. Like his worst habit. Like, bro's basically not flushing. So gross. Uh-oh. Hello, Kameki. Let's fix that. There we go. I was merely wandering in search of a place where the two of us could spar. Yeah? Riverside's occupied. His name is Fei Hu, a local arms dealer. Quite the master with himself, too, so long as the weapon rests within his hands. You know that guy.
Sayo.
I knew his father. As long as we're all here, why don't I introduce you? No. Don't be such a child. It's time to sneak off has long passed. I do not trust this man. He has an air of danger about him. Delay no longer and put him to the test. I can tell you already, this young man will most certainly pass. Say what? Why the hell do I gotta take a test? I got no business with this guy's shop. Come on, Majima. I saw that look on your face as you bore witness to their fight. A look of inspiration. Now your silence speaks volumes of truth. That curiosity of yours is one of the keenest tools in your armory, is it? What if they were enough to match Fei Hu's skill? They would be less dumb, and more akin to a full-blown revelation. Whether you give that revelation life or snuff it out is your choice. Care to at least give it a try? Fine. Had a long-ass day, tired as a dog. If you recommend him so strongly, very well. It is settled then. Now what'll it be? The man is an arms dealer. He can procure for you most anything you might want. Nah, go with that beat-up old bat over there. A baseball bat? Alright, bat versus lumber. Who will win? Place your bets. Why are they calling this Chinese guy a shifty-eyed man? Wrong style. Ow! Ow! It works like a sword, but it launches me. It's kind of annoying. That was easy. Bro just thrust into you? Yeah? Look how freaky this guy... With the lumber! Calm down! Fei Hu. What you think of my bat work? You pass with flying colors, of course. You are precisely the sort of person my business exists to serve. It's nice of you to offer, but as you've seen, I ain't really interested in conventional stuff. So much the better. I'm not a common dealer punning off weapons I've scavenged. He did not need to do that with the lumber. My shop is quite close. I would enjoy the chance to escort you there and explain exactly what it is we do. Dragon and Tiger. Anyway, we really gotta make use of this place for better gear, because as far as I remember, the gear that I have on both characters is just garbage. Hai Longhua. Many happy returns. You know what's funny is, there was a person in Helly's chat earlier today when he was playing Kiwami, and he was at a part in the story where he was talking to a Chinese woman, and there was a new chat member who started just piping up. He was like, this isn't China, this game's set in Japan. And it's like, yeah, but that lady that Kiryu was talking to was very clearly a Chinese woman. And like, the guy got weird. He was like, isn't that Ellie, aren't you being racist? And it's like, just not true, because the fucking context clue of the scene was that she's an illegal immigrant and would get deported to China if she didn't get papers. So, at one point, just Ellie cracks the usual, like, China voice joke, stuff like that. And the newbie in the chat is like, guys, report this channel, unsubscribe, cancel him, make him lose all subscribers. It's the only way that he will learn. And he got hidden because he's being a fucking twat. It was funny though. Kinda the same vein of just funny as people getting mad at Helly for his name being Project Helly. Because, you know, trying to make helicopters better. And being really into the helicopters. The last time Helly and I played Outbreak last week, somebody asked Helly why his name was that, and I just promptly answered for him, he fucks helicopters. And they just did not pipe up after that.
Hi.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Anyway, this is a smith, a blacksmith, and we want his stuff. I'd like to explain how it is that I go about making the weapons. Yep, they can be hired to hunt down gear, recipes, and parts. I have to pay the agents, though.
Hi.
Take a look at Bro's like, it's Japan, there's no foreigners. Like, bro, let me pull up the ethnicity stats. Dude, I am pretty sure that modern day Tokyo is just majority foreigner, is it not? I think I am correct in that statement. We got these guys searching for treasure out in the jungle. I am all about that. It was a fucking... It was a gem. I may have to... Unfortunately, I don't think those comments exist anymore, because, well, I hid the guy, so it deletes the comments. Nothing to screenshot, but it would have been fun to make a stream highlight out of that shit, because it was... it was funny. I think... I think the thing that set the guy off on the "this is Japan, not China" part was, you know, Helly trying to fucking yank my pizzle like usual, being like, Cabbage, look, China woman, China woman. Because, well, it was a Chinese woman. I think that made him think that he was being racist and whatnot. It was silly. Bro was just standing there. What are you doing, Kameki? Like a Family Guy character with no lines. And then I also said, as if the Yakuza games aren't kind of racist to characters that aren't Japanese. Exhibit A is this noise that his wife makes before speaking her sentence. Sizable population of foreign residents in Japan, China being at the #1 spot. Brazil is also high, surprisingly. That is surprising. Like, is it not a bit stereotypical to have this Chinese wife who cooks is like, "Ayah, many happy returns"? Like, be for fucking real. And I can think of like half a dozen characters throughout the entire series that will just like are Chinese but speak broken English in sub-stories, or hell, even Lau Ka Long hitting us with the Japanese Yakuza not very smart in a sort of broken Japanese sentence type of structure. Keep vigil over the people. Sure. A lot of other Asian people live in Japan. They only make 3% of the population. That would do it. Not now, though. We're gonna wrap up the chapter because, well, I have the energy to keep playing, so may as well play when I can do sub-stories. Oh, actually, we just have sub-stories. Wonderful. You. Excuse me. Yes. What I'm trying to say is, spit it out, shutty lips. Please be my boyfriend. Say what? Am I hearing you right? Please be my boyfriend. Please, pretty please. Just like that? Like you want me to be a couple, go on dates? What the hell? Duh? What the heck's with this little lady? Just run up on the street the minute I be her man? Every girl I meet these days makes me understand them less. I gotta get it together. Can't let her know she got under my skin. Give her a strong answer. I don't even think you won, little lady. I got no interest in women. That's not a problem at all, but if you don't mind, could you set aside your preferences and just be my boyfriend for today? What are you talking about? She yells people around 90%. Not really, because Japanese consent laws were insane for the longest time. And this is 1988. I've left out a few details. I need you to pretend to be my boyfriend, not actually be my boyfriend. Excuse me.
Hi.
My father is visiting from back home. He's demanding to meet my boyfriend. He's been hounding me to meet suitors he's arranged for me. Exhibit A of what you were talking about, Ethan. He was getting so persistent that I finally got fed up and told him I already have a boyfriend, so back off. I also told him my boyfriend is thin, wears an eye patch, a cool ponytail, and has a dangerous air about him. Kinda like the blade of a knife. Well, I never thought I'd have to introduce him. Just kinda made it up as I went. Started saying, I have to see if this boyfriend is worthy of marrying you. So here I am, and I've got a big problem. Get the picture. I fit the bill. You want me to act like I'm your man in front of your dad. That's pretty much it. If Dad finds out I don't really have a boyfriend, he'll force me into an arranged marriage with some strange man I don't even know. We all don't want that, ever. Nobody else looks anything like you. Could you be my boyfriend for just a little while? I want to save. I'm busy, and you painted yourself into this corner. I'm taking a pass. Find yourself another actor. It's a man who wears an eye patch, cool ponytail, and has a dangerous hair like the blade of a knife. Just need to find someone else like that. I just wanted to get over here. Now I will help you. The only man in the world who could pass for my pretend boyfriend. Not yet. The one and only thin man who wears an eye patch, a cool ponytail, and has a dangerous air, kind of like the blade of a knife, has been you. Not surprised. Alright, diving in. I want to marry some guy they don't even know and end up spending the rest of their life with him. You painted yourself in this corner, but I feel your pain. I'll pretend to be your boyfriend.
Huh?
My name is Coco. Please call me Coco-chan. I didn't catch your name. Goro Majima. Majima-san, I will address you as Goro-chan. Goro-chan, we just met. It's taking things a little fast. No, no. I know it's just pretend, but we are in a romantic relationship. We can't be so formal with each other. We have to make this believable. I am sure. Let's not waste any more time. We should get going. Like right now. Try to keep up. We're going to the restaurant where we'll meet with my dad over dinner. Bing bang boom. Why has he got New York dialect here? Don't know what I was expecting, but here we are. What a mess. How did she do this to herself? Only have 2 requests. Please don't reveal that you're just pretending. And don't anger him. Uh-huh. Is your dad pissed off easily? Nope, he's just stubborn. Not scary. I wonder why he thinks you're not the sharpest tool in the shed. Also, your lighting feels like... Your character model's lighting feels way off of the rest of the restaurant. Am I wrong? If I had a daughter like you, I'd be pretty worried. Alrighty. Let's go over my boyfriend's backstory. This is important. We've been going out for 6 months. You're a dentist who likes going out on drives and watching movies. And your favorite food is the omelet rice I make. What was all that now? I have to give my dad some details about my boyfriend, so I made stuff up. If he gets curious, can you make sure you've got it memorized? Ain't exactly making this a walk in the park. From the top. 6 months. Dentist. Drives. And watching movies. Omelet rice. Why he kind of dressed like an Amon? Among. Probably it's probably Amon. The Amon clan? He seems pretty buttoned up. Hello. I'm Coco's father. I think it's just Coco's. This is the man I'm seeing. Koro Majima-san. Now I think about it, meeting a girl's dad for the first time is super important for a normal couple. It's gonna end up making an impact on the rest of her life. I better buckle down and get into the role properly. No different than at the Grand. Please make my miso soup every morning. Majima-kun, was it? I understand why my daughter looks to you for a lot of support. Or, understand that my daughter looks to you for a lot of support. It's quite the opposite. Koko-san has stood by me at every turn. Courteous of you. Something that gets to me these days is the erosion of courtesy in today's youth. So many can't even manage a proper introduction. You seem different, Majima-kun. Goto-chan's not like those stereotypical men. He's not like those other guys. You really do exist. This surprises me. GTA Online's 12th birthday. Shut up, Gilbert. That reminds me, I should probably cancel my membership to Gilbert at some point here as well. Just really save up as much money as possible before December for reasons. My daughter describes you as a man who is tall yet slender-waisted. Sports an eye patch, has long hair tied back, and emits a deadly aura not unlike a dagger's edge. Never imagined such a man could actually exist, yet here you are, in the flesh. See? I told you I wasn't lying. What are you haying me in caps locks for? What'd I do? Figured if he was another figment of your overactive imagination. I'm really quite shocked.
Huh?
Overactive? Dad, I don't make things up that often, do I? They're on good terms. Majima-kun. Coco may have mentioned it already, but what line of work are you in again? My job, huh? I was just about to say what you said. True. I stole your line. I'm a Yakuza. I'm a dentist. That's right, I heard you were a dentist. I never would have guessed from your appearance. Not the face I'd expect from a dentist at all, to be frank. I get told that often. While clearly wearing, like, my mafia gold chain necklace. While not... Despite not being in the Yakuza right now. That hack job of a backstory. Truth nuke. Yes? How did I come to meet her? I didn't ask you. I asked Majima-kun. How did you two get to know each other? He's prying pretty deep. Is he onto us? 12 years of slop that will be replaced by decades of slop. Yeah. It's gonna be the movie. We happened to sit next to each other at a movie theater. That's how we met. Movie? Come to think of it, Coco did mention that you enjoy movies. Yeah, like I said, Coco-chan just happened to sit next to me. That flick was a real tearjerker, so I offered her my handkerchief. The rest is history. Yes, that's how it went. Amazing, Goro-chan. I can't believe you came up with such a... I remember it like it was 15 minutes ago. It was so romantic. What a fortuitous meeting. I'm just glad she didn't meet her boyfriend in any places she shouldn't be. Of course not. My Goro-chan is a proper and decent man. Wove in the backstory and came up with a tale that rings true enough. What is it about my daughter that you find attractive? Wow. I'm just so worried. You're still so innocent like a child. It keeps me awake at night worrying about whether or not she will ever manage to live a proper and prosperous family life. You are far too traditional as a person. As a man who would love you and treat you well, I would give you my blessing for marriage right this instant. Funniest thing could happen in GTA Online 2 is dead on arrival because bugs, uninteresting gameplay, horrible design decisions, lackluster security. I'm gonna be real. There is a non-zero chance that happens. But they will spend as much money as possible to try and make GTA Online 2 work. What do we even call the previous GTA Online by the time that GTA 6 has online? I think by that point we call it Online Legacy? 5 Online? Because there's already 4 online. GTAO Legacy. It's a bit of a mouthful, but that's kind of how I would view it. That's why I need to ask. What about Coco do you find attractive? I don't like tricking him, but I told Coco-chan I'd go along with this. This one. Really? Would you consider those her poor qualities? I suppose most would. Seeing her loose in the world, it makes me want to keep her safe and protected. You know what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down? I love her for who she is, and that means I'll take the bad with the good. Hachima-kun. I'm willing to accept everything about my daughter, even where she falls short. Wow. Do excuse me, I need to go wash up. Off you go. Don't fall in. They use GTA World like NFS World. The MMO Need for Speed game. GTA World is so weird of a name. But, I guess what else would you call it? I just need RGG to make a Yakuza Online. There are so many factions, and there are so many in-universe terms that would be perfect to apply as an actual thing. I would be more than happy to shape the online atmosphere of that game by being at the forefront of content creation for it. I just need it to play. I just need this free mode to play like the sandbox does of GTA, just without the vehicles, basically. Just, I want to fight people in the street. I want to fight NPCs in the street. I want to do mini games. I want to do work for all the different factions throughout all the mainline games, both on the major story front and the sub-stories where we were introduced to other character factions. It would be my dream game. With her powder in her nose, it's down to just me and her old man. Awkward. Imagine PvP is just free-for-all brawling. That's what I'm saying! Her lie. I got no idea what you mean. What lie? You can stop pretending. I knew this was an act from the moment I sat down. Was that obvious? If you knew from the start, what gave us away? I could tell just by the way my daughter was acting. I wasn't her father for all these years for nothing. I mean, let me put it like this, Ethan. Instead of just purchasing vehicles would be nice. And maybe there's a way they can implement them. Hell, they could do it RPG style. I would be kind of fine with that, even. But as far as how things could go, be it the RPG route or the brawling route, rather than selling us vehicles, they could easily sell us fighting styles. And, you know, the need to upgrade those fighting styles. It is the perfect stand-in for the sandbox of having different vehicles. It's just all the different fighting styles that have ever existed in actual main protagonists and antagonists, and just random one-off side characters and mini-bosses. It would be ideal. There are tons of factions I can think of throughout the entire series. You obviously, depending on the time period, you have the Tojo, you have the Omi. But if you include factions from games like Yakuza 3, you have the... I forget the name of the group that's in Kamuro Castle, where they're trying to find Yakuza and help them reform so that they can get jobs. You have the Yagami Detective Agency. You can do jobs for them. You've got all of the color gangs that run rampant in Kamurocho, typically. Also a set of factions you could join, and there are, you know, all those different colors, so it's even subcategories. You've got that one sub-story from Kiwami 1 with the gangbusters, the anti-creepers, basically. So that's another faction that would also just be there, and it'd be really funny to call wannabe free mode heroes gangbusters, because that's what they are. Just people who misunderstand and just pick fights thinking they're the hero. There are, like, so many different major and minor factions to be able to make a Yakuza Online work. Unfortunately, the current Yakuza Online we have is a gacha. Gacha. However you pronounce it. Gacha? I think only the 80s would work in a Yakuza Online game, because in modern times Yakuza are not active like you'd think. They're more like businessmen that aren't afraid to kill people. But it doesn't have to be canon. I wouldn't want it to be canon. So, and I would rather see some of the areas that they've already, well, added that are post-88. So I would like to see more than Kamurocho and more than Sotenbori. Ijincho would be great. You've got all those different maps in Yakuza 5, which I guess you could do in the 80s for those places. So those would be good too. Hawaii is another good one. Hell, do new locations. I want to see somewhere in South Korea, because that would have been a great place to do a third Judgment game, but we're not getting one of those. So, I'm almost out of water, but I think we'd like to avoid a GTA Online situation with the whole Doomsday Heist era. Well, there's not so much that they could add that would be insane unless they go the route of the RPG gameplay, is the thing. Because only then would it get batshit insane with the jobs feature that Yakuza 7 and 8 had versus just the fighting styles in every other game. And I don't really see the problem of, like, year and story progression in a non-canon side-off that they keep online. It would be my dream game. I can see how it would be more limiting than GTA, but I would prefer it, and I would fucking spearhead that shit for content creation. You saw right through her and me. Oh, here comes the sad music. Tried to raise her well. No one will look down on her for not having a mother. You can see now that she's capable of standing on her own 2 feet. I forgot to stop telling my daughter to do this or that. No more pushing her to meet potential suitors. She's her own woman. It's time I learned to let go. Truth is, there's another reason I went along with your little charade. Someday my daughter's gonna bring a real boyfriend to meet me. And I thought this might be good practice. Practice, huh? Thanks to you, I've got a good idea of what to expect. When the time comes, I'll manage. Still ain't feel good spending so much time lying to someone who knew it from the start. But I gotta tell ya, I think avoiding an arranged marriage wasn't the only reason Koko-chan pulled the stunt. What do you mean? I think she was trying to show you that you don't need to worry about her. Yeah. Pretty plain to see that she's the source of a bundle of your worries. I think she wanted to reassure you she's capable of looking after herself. Manage her own affairs, yada yada. And she's back. Did you even break the silence? Welcome back, Koko-chan. Listen, your dad actually knew... Majima-kun. Yes? Koko, you've done well finding this man. I had nothing to worry about after all. Dad? I know, right? Roro-chan's a super guy. So this means you'll stop trying to set me up, right? Yes, I can see there's no longer any need. Really? Awesome! I have It's been an awfully long day. I'm heading back to my hotel. Okay. I'll walk you back. Ooh, he smokes. You know, another potential time period, actually, for a Yakuza Online. There is a 3-year gap, like a 3-year time skip, between Yakuza 5 and Yakuza 6. So, they could, in theory, there's a few places they could do this stuff at. We could have Yakuza Online between 5 and 6. We could have Yakuza Online between 2 and 3, because there's also a bit of a year time skip. There's the fact that Yakuza Kiwami 2 takes place and ends in 2006. Yakuza 3 takes place in 2009. So that's another time period where things could work. There is the time period between Yakuza 0 and Yakuza Kiwami as well. Kiryu gets arrested in 1995. And then there's all those 10 years where he's missing, right? Because he's in prison. So between 1995 to 2005, another time period to do a Yakuza Online on. Crazy good actor, by the way. I almost forgot you weren't actually my boyfriend for a second there. Thought I could do you a solid. Let me give you this then. Thank you very much. Ah, sure. Well, I have to walk my dad back to his hotel. You get a real boyfriend, you better do a proper introduction so he doesn't have to worry about you.
Hi.
I'll try. Bye now. Main story of Yakuza Online could set up things between any of the time skips, and we play as Yakuza that were around in there. We don't even have to be in the Yakuza, though. That's the thing. I think starting out as a citizen in your starting town makes sense. Probably Kamurocho. But, I mean, they would want to set up, like, a couple of main storylines, but they should really try to work around the different factions that are there. There are color factions running amok by the time of, you know... There's a few color gangs during Yakuza 3 and in Yakuza 4. But, yeah, same thing as GTA, unaffiliated criminals. But, you know, there's the color gangs that are in Kamurocho. And there's obviously the Yakuza. I would even argue you could be on the police force for Yakuza, and it would kind of work better. And that's just about it. One last thing I need to say. It depends on the time period and, like, who's around. And updates for Yakuza Online would be fairly easy. I think some of the best things that you could do is the business minigames. Implement several of the business minigames. There's not a ton, but there's a fair amount to make it work. You can add the different maps as DLC updates or whatnot. Fighting styles in those updates as well. New fighting styles to go acquire. Obviously, with the way they've been running things lately, there is the clothes customization as well. That would be vital. So new clothes to customize with, different colors, different patterns. The way that it's nearly in depth with Gaiden and Pirate Yakuza, but not quite there. It would need to be more than what we've gotten in those games. The police angle might work better. Special unit dispatch to try and control things since the Yakuza get out of control. Yeah! Like, if you choose to go with that storyline, rather than to sign up with the Yakuza, peak. Even better, if they want to canonize it, it would be the time frames that I suggested. And if they want to decide what... They can't really add anything without retcons, actually. But in theory, if they were to anyway, they could decide what outcome of the online experience is canon by the very end of the online experience, if they decide to shut it down. So, just depending on which faction was the most popular and got the most shit done. Kind of like a mix of Helldivers getting shit done in the Helldivers games and the Splatfest in Splatoon. Don't give me too much credit now. No, not at all. That's why I'd like it if you would be my daughter's real boyfriend. Excuse me? What'd you just say? I said, won't you please ask my daughter out for real? Consider it for a moment. Please. What in the fresh hell makes you think that's a good idea? Because you're the ideal man. I think I can safely entrust her future to you. Slow down. I'm having trouble believing my ears. You can start by just pretending, that's fine. Heck, if she won't take you, I will! Did you just say what I think you did? Yeah, Dad, what's all this about? Give me a break, you two. This is why I'm single. We spent a little longer on that sub-story than I thought I would, because I was ranting and raving like a lunatic about Yakuza Online. My fever dream. Imagine Rockstar leaving Easter eggs all over GTA 6 to canonize every major update in GTA Online. Considering the fact that Dan Houser has no involvement in GTA 6's writing, I believe it. How much money do I got? Enough that this is a nice little cash pool. Come over here so I can beat your ass. What do you want? Give me your money. It's just one of these. Why did his hands clip through the camera? Oh. There's also alternate storylines, the way that they do it on their mobile gacha with the RGG Online that's exclusive to Japan. So, alternate history is also an option for a Yakuza Online. I mean, they have like an alternate history storyline where Ichiban is a sort of one-man army type of guy and actually does kill people. I think they also got a storyline where a character in 6 and a character in 2, both antagonists, were working with each other. So, I don't know. There's plenty of room, is what I'm thinking. Yakuza Online, but it takes place in the Dead Souls universe. That would be the funniest monkey's paw, actually. Because that would mean that there's still gunplay, rather than fighting styles. And so there'd still be, like, PvE and PvP. But, like, you're just shooting guns at people instead of actually fucking fighting players barehanded. Or even fighting them RPG style. That's cooked. I would still play that, but that's so cooked. When are you gonna do the spinning move? There we go. There's something... There's something really funny about imagining finally getting to Yakuza Online, and it's just like... not as deep, because there's not fighting styles, it's just guns and getting different guns instead. And then there's also zombies. Like, that is... that turns a $60... well, that turns a $40 idea into a $10 idea that won't last long. In my personal and humble opinion. Still playable, because it would have the polish, but... still just, not as interesting. Gameplay-wise. Oh, god damn it. Hi, how's it going? Thanks for calling me right away. Wanted to hear about my shoulder bag phone, huh? $10, $5 is my upper limit for something like that. $5 is what you would pay for a Yakuza Online if it had zombies. If it was set in the Dead Souls storyline, I guess is what I should say. Man, why doesn't anyone appreciate the awesomeness of bag phones? Don't know how much I have to beg for this thing. Oh, I would also argue for a Yakuza Online. I watched gameplay universe of Dead Souls. I know what I'm getting. Fair, but that is a, their one and only zombie game on an older engine. Speaking of older engine, unironically, I would say to use the art style of 3. And, like, the engine of 3, if they did a Yakuza Online. Dead serious right now. That way it's easier to produce, and easier to make updates for. Because, obviously, they have to spend a lot of time, and a lot of money, if they make it the way that Dragon Engine games look and function. Yakuza Online, it'd be so peak. Because you know what that would give us instead of juggling? Wall bounding. And you bet your ass I will make the nastiest wall bounding compilations on players. I will learn. I will get better than I already am at those combos, which is not the best, but is what it is. It's not a radio, it's a real phone. It's called a bag phone. What's a phone in a bag? Really? You don't know? This is all the rage now. It's a fully transportable mobile telephone made possible through state-of-the-art technology. From now on, people will be able to carry telephones with them all the time. They'll be able to connect with anyone, anytime, anywhere. Mobile telephone, eh? Wallbounding these players like I wallbound their moms and dads. I can't put that in the title. But wallbounding someone in the Tanimura fighting style, or Shinada style, goes hard. Wait. Wait. If they copied it 1-for-1 instead of actually giving the flexibility, you know how funny it would be picking the Shinada style? And like, for some reason, it's low tier because somehow bats are really good in Yakuza Online, and Shinada refuses to use baseball bats as weapons, and they forget to remove that from the fighting style for the online version for players. Off-meta Shinada style. You see the light. Doesn't it make you want one? You should head to the store and get it to ride the wave of the future. Yeah, alright. I'm guessing that thing cost you an arm and a leg. And the future always comes with a tax. Actually, yeah, it's more expensive than I should even say. Figured as much. I don't see the need. I'll stick to the payphones with the rest of the peasants. Imagine Gilbert getting into Yakuza Online, farming him any day of the week. I don't care what time it is. He streams, I'm getting on and kicking his ass. I will gatekeep my series. Through thick and thin. Very well. I shall let you use the cutting edge of technology at my bag phone to place your call. You sure about that? Certainly. I want everyone to experience the future. Today. You need to understand just what a bag phone represents. Aren't I generous? Bro gets folded 3 times and goes back to GTA or just has his community get good at the game for him. Dude, I will solo. See what the future holds. Here you go. You're about to get a taste of tomorrow. Give me the, what would I use for my style? Because I'd either play as Alex Tact or Aerial Tact, but probably Alex. Give me Brawler and I'm good. Honest to God. I just need Brawler or Crane style, and I'm good. Better yet, give me Daigo's fighting style. And I'm good. Like, that is actually the fighting style that I would want. Because, it's fun. Even if they don't give us, Yakuza 5 Kiryu versus Tojo Clan battle, but it's Cabbage versus Gilbert subscribers. Yeah, 1 versus 100 type shit. What are they gonna do if I just spam X, Y, and Brawler? Nothing. And the best thing about Brawler, it has a heat action for getting past people who block. So... like, tough shit if you're just trying to block Uzame. Let's not be hasty. Tiger Drop spam? I would want it balanced though. I think Tiger Drop either wouldn't or shouldn't be in the game, or the damage should be toned down. That would also have to mean, for balance sake, the Kamaki parry either would have to have a short stun window or just not be a thing in the game. Just told me it'll take 8 hours to charge. I ain't got that kind of time, kid. Be able to tap my message out in Morse code before that thing came back. Just so happens this thing can also use regular batteries to make calls. So could you go buy me a battery? I would think Don Quixote carries them.
Huh?
I gotta run your errands. Do gotta admit that I'm curious. I'll wait right here for you. Take your time. By the way, my name's Itazuka. I promise you can use my bag phone as long as you come back with a battery. Sure. I really need the bathroom and a water refill. I also want to check my inventory. Not bad. Not great either. Could be better. I will work on getting some better gear at some point. For now, we'll save, and I don't have an AFK screen, but I should just be able to put on Spotify while on pause, because it seems like it mutes the game for the... It almost mutes the game. It mutes the game enough. Have music. I'm getting stuff. Okay. It's almost midnight. So far, it seems like we've been doing a chapter per stream, which is not the worst, but could be better. I think I'm gonna wrap up this chapter and I'm gonna go to bed. I think that's my preference. Excuse you. You don't do that to me. I think the one thing that would be hard about a Yakuza Online would be balancing the heat actions. Because if you get jumped... If you get jumped, and you have to deal with a bunch of people with some pretty good heat actions, that can get tricky. Obviously, one of the best things you can do is put a cooldown based on when a particular person can be heat actioned again. And make it applicable if you hit people within a multi-attack heat action. But... this way, the person who just got heat actioned has a chance if they're alone versus a group when it comes to PvP. I think that's probably like the only way that could really be handled. Contest minigame between the players. The other thing is QTEs. Randomized QTEs have to pass a QTE to not get hit action. If any player wins, they get a boost to heat. It's a good one too.
Anta, お客様は神様や言うて客に土下座までするらしいやないか。夜の帝王かなんか知らんが情けない話やで。そんなに金が欲しいか。客には通用しても俺らに土下座は通用せんで。ま、試しにやってみてもええけどな。
Because otherwise they would just have to make no heat actions for the online players, but give other uses for heat. Which wouldn't be the worst, I guess, but wouldn't be as cool. Would be far from as cool, even.
大層な口聞けんのも今のうちや。カマン、やってまえ。
Easy.
強すぎる。なんなんやお前は。
お前ら仕返ししたかったら店に来いや。客としてなら土下座でも何でもしたるわ。好きにせえ。
I think the best part is that because of minigames, you don't even have to just street brawl the PvP people.
神様やからな。
There's bowling, there's darts, there's shogi, there's mahjong, there's all the gambling minigames. There's... What are the other minigames? There's Pocket Circuit. There is... There's Mesu King's Smile. There's golf. There's the batting cages. There's all the different arcades that usually have, like, fighting games in them, in every entry. So, anything ranging between some random unknown fighting game to Virtua Fighter or Sonic the Fighters. What else do we have? PvP Mahjong. I don't think there would be competitive karaoke necessarily. There would not be competitive this, I can tell you that now. But there's a lot of minigames. And a lot of them can be played against... Oh, fucking disco. That's just, like, another one. That's easily, like, one-on-one PvP. That isn't, like, directly fighting people. And that's the other one that I was thinking about from Judgment. There's the dice game. There's the board game in Judgment that you do in the VR. That, too, could be PvP through party game. Competitive gooning would be so funny. You don't know what you're asking for. There's just one other person in here who's not talking, listening to our streamer to chat member conversation. At least according to my YouTube statistic thingy. Actually, this isn't the end of the chapter, is it? I might be wrong. That is indeed the end of the chapter. Mijima's getting gang-stalked here. Yes, he is. And naturally that will get elaborated on the more that we play. But for now, I leave you. It's unfortunate, I know. At some point I'll stop being a lazy bum. I will clear what's on the USB. You will have new, like, Xbox intro, outro, and AFK screens and all the stuff that's supposed to be there. For now, I'm out of here. You take care now, everyone.